Hello guys, welcome to this video. In this video of administrative law, we are going to look yet another case law, and this case law is took place in London. We have London and also Egypt. These are the settings where these cases took place. The participants of the case were one, Anisminic Limited, that is a British company, versus Foreign Compensation Commission. So Anisminic was the appellant for this case. So let's look at the facts of the case. During the Suez crisis, some of the properties of Anisminic company were seized by the Egyptian government before 1956. Anisminic then sold the mining properties to the Economic Development Organization owned by the Egyptian government in 1957. So we have to note that we have said that this company was a British-owned company, and it sold its remaining mining properties to Economic and Development Organization, that is TEDO, in 1957. This is after the Suez crisis. We also need to note that during the Suez crisis, some of the mining properties were seized by the Egyptian government. In this case, we are talking about the mining properties that belonged to Anisminic Limited. So let's continue. In 1959 and 1962, orders in council were made under the Foreign Compensation Act of 1950 to distribute compensation paid by the Egyptian government to the United Kingdom government with respect to the British properties it had nationalized. As we had noted below that following the Suez crisis, some of the properties of Anisminic Limited were seized by the Egyptian government. So the Egyptian government made Foreign Compensation Act of 1950 in order to compensate the British government or for the losses it had incurred. So Anisminic claimed that they were ineligible. They were eligible for compensation. The claim was determined by a tribunal set under the Foreign Compensation Act. So we have to understand that Anisminic in this case was changed hands into the Economic Development Organization. So it was owned by, in other words, it changed ownership from British to Egypt. So this case, so Anisminic claimed that they were eligible for compensation. So after this claim, the tribunal decided that Anisminic were not eligible for compensation because TEDO, that is their successor in title, did not have a British nationality as required by the orders. So after Foreign Compensation Commission had decided this, then Anisminic sought judicial review of the tribunal's decision. So here are the key issues that were present in this case. 1. Whether the tribunal had made an error of law when construing the term successor in title. 2. Whether the court's jurisdiction to review a tribunal's decision could be excluded by an ouster clause. An ouster clause, that was Section 4, Part 4 of the Foreign Compensation Act. The determination by the Commission, that section stated that the determination by the Commission of any application made to them under this act shall not be called into question in any court of law. In other words, they were excluding themselves from judicial review. So this is what the House of Lords decided after listening to the case. The House of Lords decided that Section 4, Part 4 of the Foreign Compensation Act did not preclude a court from reviewing the tribunal's decision. And secondly, the House of Lords found that the purported decision to be invalid because it misconstrued the term successor in title. So that was an error of law. Therefore, Anisminic were entitled to a share of the compensation paid by the Egyptian government. So what is the significance of this case? So the significance here is that an error of law is very it can invalidate a decision, or an error of law makes a decision void. An error of law is also ultra vires. A court did not give effect to any legislative provision that excludes their jurisdiction from review, or their judgments from review. Thank you for watching this video. Like, share and subscribe.